Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Books and Bullshit, where the topics are made up and your opinions don't matter. Today's episode is brought to you by Hannibal's Meat Market. You should try their roast beef. Tastes like grandma's. So, today I'm with, we're in a new location with the Giggling Curtains, and we're coming at you live from No Pants Manor, a.k.a. Martina's house. That's how we roll here.
I am not the manor. It's my house.
We didn't say you were. That's Martina.
No, you did. You said, which is Martina.
Martina's.
House.
Could you make a face? I didn't know if you didn't want them to know that I was at your bat cave or some shit.
Okay, could you stop implying that you are, like, in any part of my cave?
Okay, I'm not. You clearly have some things going on right now.
With your wife.
Yeah.
With the curtains.
Take that in more ways than one, because they are. So today we are coming to you with some more tea that we gon' spill, because you know we like to do that shit. So Martina has some things.
As always. He just states the topic, and then he's like, and now over to you to do the heavy lifting.
And now Martina with the weather. Martina? It's hot! Thank you, Martina.
So we're going to talk about something that happened that, for once, I was literally on the forefront of the drama. I was there when the original initial shot was fired.
She seen it. You seen it.
I seen it. I thought I said you said I saint it. I was like, is that a thing now? Are all the kids saying that?
I thought you were going to think that I said she's seen tit, and I was going to be like, yeah, well, you have.
Tons. So many.
Have you seen tits by the ton? Like, is that the equivalent of is that like how you judge how much tit you've seen in your life? Is it weight?
I mean, I really don't know. I never really stopped to think about the measurement of tit.
Because and then the other thing is if you measure how much tit you've seen by nipple count, if you ever ended up with an odd number, you've got to backtrack to figure out why you have an odd number in there and who only has one nipple.
I have actually seen somebody who only had one boob.
Or is it they have three?
A uniboob. She had a uniboob.
Is there a sad story behind this? Is going to make me not want to make fun of it?
I mean, it depends on what you think of botched plastic surgery.
That's hilarious. Okay, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, she literally got naked in the fishbowl telling everybody about how bad her surgery was. Mind you, it was not my job that did the surgery. We were seeing her for orthopedics.
Like, man, that's not what...
We did not order that at all. And neither did the poor girl who was trying to check her out. And by check her out, I mean just get her copay.
So did she have, two saggy titties on the side and, one unicorn horn in the center?
No, literally the person who botched her plastic surgery, because they put the implants under the muscle, if you don't appropriately center it, the muscle in between will come up so that your implants will then fall under where your breastbone sits. So you basically look like you're wearing a sport bra, but you have no clothes on.
That's unfortunate.
It was. It's especially unfortunate on somebody who's probably pushing 70.
Oh, God, she had no right of getting a tit job anyway. That's like putting a chandelier in a haunted house.
Seriously, it was... Speaking of haunted houses, what the fuck was that? Was that a lesbian or a dog?
That's such a weird combination that we would have only in No Pants Manor.
Just apparently the haunted manor, haunted by dogs and lesbians. I don't really know what happened there. Sorry. As always, we've been distracted.
Yeah. Squirrel.
Yes.
So, where the fuck were we?
Well, we were talking about dogs and lesbians and bad boob jobs, but I don't think that's what our topic was today.
We left off on some chick had a sound bar in a rack.
Yeah, it's bad.
I think where we were going, how the hell did we get here?
I don't know, but we were going to talk about racists.
Holy shit.
We thought we would go with something that was a really low-key topic. We didn't think we were going to get we were going to do not political today, so we were going to talk about some racism. Because, we can all agree that racists suck, right?
You just threw a dead cat into the room, by the way. Ah ha ha, funny titties, racists. Like, oh shit.
You're the one who said you want to talk about this shit.
I did not. I said, Martina, what are we going to talk about today?
Again, me doing the heavy lifting.
What the? I value your opinion, but not as much as I value not actually working hard.
Yeah, I'm aware. You're like, I'm just the funny guy. I show up.
I smile and wave. That's what my contract says.
I inject shitty comments while you fucking talk about all the stuff you researched.
I'm just a bitch in the background while you guys work.
Speaking of bitches in the background, if you want to watch Zach be a little bitch, you should go onto our site and watch him get schooled on a virtual reality game where he gets fucking eaten by a tiny toddler full of teeth.
Aren't they all? Get the fuck out of here. You know what?
That's a reenactment of Zach playing a scary game in the VR.
Why are you?
For the record, that was not me groping Zach. That was the curtains.
Fuck yourself, curtains. You know I'm ticklish. Don't do that shit.
Well, what's funny is she was aiming for his crotch.
Doesn't matter. I'm ticklish in many places.
Clearly.
Behind the balls is one of them.
Now I want to scream.
All right.
Dirty.
Can we stop talking about my screaming balls and get back to the topic at hand?
Racism.
Yes, this is a serious topic.
Okay, so if you're in the indie world, I am sure that you saw what went down this week when a poor, innocent author asked a very, very innocent question. She simply said, if you have a kid who is gay or bi, how do you handle same-sex sleepovers? Very simple question. Very nice, innocent question. Which was then commandeered by this slag whore of a fucking author who apparently thinks it's totally cool to write up in somebody else's post and say that it's disgusting to have two boys sleeping together and that she would never agree to that.
So I'm going to go ahead and say, Martina, by the way that you kind of moved into this, you're pretty emotional about this.
Well, my house is filled with dogs and lesbians, and she insulted one of those things.
Fact.
And he agrees with me. My dog's like, yes, girl, yes. And I just said my dogs, even though technically they're your dogs, but they're my dogs too. Because I'm sort of married to you guys.
Yeah.
Well, so I know we said we were talking about racism and that sounds like homophobia, but wait, there's more. So, said innocent, sweet author who posted the question asking for real help then tries to save this bitch's ass and be like, oh, do you mean it's disgusting just because you don't think that, like, teenagers should sleep together? Or it's disgusting because they're gay? ...
Say anything but the last one.
I'm throwing you a life raft, bitch! Take it! In the meantime, before this girl could fucking even try to backpedal, about 6 of us were on her, like, velociraptors. And we're just like, bitch, what the fuck did you just say? But then, because she's too fucking stupid, she doubled down and said, I was raised by a racist biker, and I taught my 3 boys the same way. And we would kick their asses because we didn't raise no pussies.
No, because you have sons.
No, just wait, it gets better.
Not a vagina.
And we would kick their asses just like if they dated outside their race. Proudly, she said this.
Oh, and Martina's not just implying that she said this proudly. She literally said
I am a proud racist.
So, she took all romance out of it and just gave you the punchline, which is, I'm a bitch. I'm a mother. She's a child, probably. I don't picture
Sadly,
her
at
as
least
a lover.
3 times she was a lover because she has 3 grown sons who cannot be gay because they are all married to women.
Which is such a good cover.
Because we know that gay men never marry women, especially when they are raised by racist, homophobic douchebags.
they're going to go into politics and get found in a bathroom giving a hand job to a 16-year-old.
Underage runaway.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I told her. I said, but hey, you could get lucky and they'll just be a serial killer.
Okay, can I also jump into this a little bit? Because I've had many experiences in my life, and one of them is I've ridden motorcycles and been involved in groups like that my entire life.
Yeah. Bikers do not equal racists.
And
or homophobes.
And the fact that she kept calling it an MC. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar, or those of you that have seen Sons of Anarchy once, an MC is a motorcycle club. But in those circles, it's generally used kind of, in my experience, it depends on your region, but usually if you're trying to say you're with an MC, that's usually you're trying to say that you're connected and not in a good way, if you get what I'm putting down. And she was just being a real dumb bitch about it. Like, she was proud.
I want to preface this by saying that this dumb bitch in particular actually writes motorcycle club romances. Now, I was not familiar with her because I do not really have the same circle of friends. Like, the only romance authors I'm really super friendly with is the male ones because that's what I write on the side. So, yeah, I'm sure she would have loved that. Definitely we're not hanging in the same circles. But apparently she's well known for this. She has shown her ass several times.
Which looks flabby and flat, to be
She pissed off a bunch of the motorcycle club authors because she was talking shit about them. She went and made homophobic comments on a gay photographer's photos. Like, let's just say this bitch has no qualms about showing her ass in front of people. And then after she got her ass handed to her by like about 150 authors who didn't want any of her shit, she then blocked us and then went to her page where she tried to rally her biker friends, saying she was being attacked by the author community for her proud racism, and she wanted her biker friends to back up her rampant homophobia and racism, which they did.
Yes,
but
sadly. Very, very sadly.
If you look at the people who were commenting and the little icon, they're not so much a motorcycle club as a hate group who rides motorcycles. That is a very subtle distinction, but an important one. I mean, you could put the KKK on motorcycles. It doesn't make them a motorcycle club. It just makes them racists on two wheels. I mean, I don't think that qualifies you as a motorcycle club.
And I'll be honest, the fucked up thing about it is, just the whole racism, xenophobia, homophobia, I really legit don't get why. I mean, it's just sheer stupidity. And the funny thing is it's like, so much comes from so many cultures, races, ethnicities, whatever, and so many different people that without the contributions that other ethnic groups have made, we wouldn't have any of the life that any of us have. Like, I don't know. People are just fucking dumb.
Well, I guess, like I said, I mean, as much as I've seen in my life, I must be really naive because I really thought that in the author community, where people are so fucking open and accepting and like have all these crazy ideas and are super original, that racism and homophobia and xenophobia would really have no place in our community. So when she posted that, and I just happened to be right there, like I was the second person to see that comment, which never happens. I'm usually on the back end of the drama, the author drama.
It's already blown up.
And I just collect it all, and then I use it for my own personal gain in our podcast, and then I'm just like, I don't really get involved in drama, but here's the tea. But this time I was like, I wasn't in it. I was like fucking shots like right there. I was like ready to take a bitch out. Like this shit, I do stay out of the drama. Like if it's like, oh my god, she stole my plot. Like that shit I don't get involved in. Like whatever. Like grow up. Like there's only like 5 plots in the whole fucking author world. Just get over it. But like,
damn, bitch.
Oh, come on. What, is there like 20 tropes? Like, and we all use them. We just try to be original about it. Like, let's just all just agree.
I don't use any of them.
I'm sorry, let's talk about your lesbians. How are they doing, Zach?
I shot one in the knee.
Yeah.
Why? That's not a trope. I was going to kill them, and you told me not to because it was a trope.
Because it's a trope.
And I didn't do it.
But you were gonna.
It doesn't matter. I saw the error of
I changed your mind!
It doesn't matter. I saw the error of my ways.
My point is...
You still bitched even when I kneecapped her.
why do you have to hurt the lesbians? Haven't they been hurt enough?
It's character development. Sometimes you gotta take away to build up.
So you took away her ability to walk?
She can hobble.
Anyway, so we try not to get involved. We try to, well, that's not true. If we get involved, we're really opinionated about this shit. But
behind the scenes,
but behind the scenes, we're really like involved in this shit. Like we talk a lot of shit.
I want to be watching the fight on the couch at home. I don't actually want to be in the ring.
Yeah, and we don't want to be in the room either because we would like to not get our asses beat for the shit we say while we're sitting on the couch.
Yeah, because I have a thing about not being able to hold back when I want to say shit. And if I'm watching the fight go down, I'm going to run my mouth.
As evidenced by the fact that I jumped right in with my fucking comments about this bitch and what I thought she could do with her racism and child abuse. Talking about beating her sons and all this other garbage.
She seems like the type that if she thought her kids liked like a cartoon character a little too much, she would send them to a camp to pray it away.
Well, what I really can't stand is if you go to this twat's website, she claims that she is not only Native American, but also a Wiccan. I don't know what you people know about Wicca, but I promise you, you can't hate people and be Wiccan. It's literally in the code. Like, I mean, that's like saying, I'm a Christian, I'm just not really sure Christ existed. Like, that's just not how it works. So fuck her for trying to claim she's a fucking Wiccan. Oh, and that was the other thing when her little boohoo post was, oh, like, me being Wiccan has anything to do with me being a racist. It kind of does. It just kind of does.
Well, and the best part about it is I was showing Layla, if you read the post, she made those comments on her, on her profile and everything, but then down the line to the fire in the comments, she all of a sudden says, look, I'm not saying that people have the choice or that being gay is wrong. I'm just a person stating my opinion. But your opinion was being gay is a choice, it is wrong, and you would beat it out of your children.
Yeah, so that's no longer just an opinion.
Yeah, don't backpedal.
That's you fucking threatening your children. Like, granted, they're adults, and I would have hoped they could have gotten away from you by now, but apparently you've still got your claws in them, bitch.
Talons.
Anyway, don't be a racist. That's the whole point of this. Is just stop it.
And you guys have heard me soapbox. You're gonna hear it again. When you get in this industry, you have to act like a fucking professional, and that is a quick way to lose readership and money and support by alienating people.
Yeah, it's like career suicide. It really is. And people were throwing that around, but then I guess we didn't know that apparently she's notorious for this. And some people were saying, like, stop giving her attention, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know if this is necessarily giving her attention. I mean, granted, if you're a fucking racist or homophobe and you're like, oh, I found my people, Godspeed or whatever. But, like, I think this is more like a PSA, like, hey, if your job depends on people reading what you write, perhaps if you are a hateful piece of shit, maybe just save that for your real life with your real life other piece of shit friends. Don't throw that out into the fucking interwebs where people like us can use it against you.
Well, and the other thing about
or that, not read your shitty books.
Like, even if they're doing it for attention,
she's slightly mentally ill.
That's not the attention you want, because that's the sort of attention that fucking sticks.
Again, what the fuck was that?
I think the house is haunted. I think we're all gonna die.
In broad daylight even figures. Like,
how does that happen? Like, that's supposed to be the time that shit doesn't go off. I
know. When do you sleep if your house is haunted during the day, too?
I don't know. That's why the Ring fucked me up. Like, because...
Yeah, that bitch crawled out of the TV in broad fucking daylight like it was her job.
Not the Ring. Ooh, well, yes, you're correct. No. The Grudge. They came home in the middle of the fucking afternoon, sun's out, and that bitch was fucking shit up in the house.
And the way she made that noise, like fucking...
It sounded like somebody crackling a straw, a bendy straw, like
a fucking, like, predator, like, almost, like, what?
Yeah, she killed the cop and shit. Like, man, that was fucked up.
It's fucking awful.
The movie's dope, though. The curtains don't watch shit like that.
What? I thought you liked horror movies.
It does, but not that. But not the Grudge and shit.
Why don't you like The Grudge? I was gonna say.
Just because
she's literally mouthing words to me because she doesn't want to be heard. It's okay. You sound just like me. They'll probably just think I'm talking to myself.
We've seen, just because you say I've seen it doesn't mean you like it. She actually like it.
I mean, she's seen Zach's dick.
Wow. All right. Can we not bring up my dick in the same podcast of racists?
Why? I don't think your dick's any more or less racist than you are.
Which I'm not, by the way. Which I'm not, by the way.
I'm sorry, that was poorly worded. Zach's not a racist. He loves everybody.
Yeah.
And will love everybody if they get too close.
Yeah. I'm a little handsy. I can't help that.
Yeah, as evidenced by
but I'm not,
5 minutes ago when he was like all up on my shit with that breath of his.
Okay, I gotta brush my fucking teeth. That's not my fault. It's early, alright? All I've had is coffee and pork products.
It's not that early, Zach. It's like 11-ish.
11.
It's a very powerful number if you're a witch. Just FYI. Maybe you should be throwing that shit out there to the universe, like, mockingly. My house is already haunted.
Apparently, it's haunted by lesbians and dogs.
Hey, look, it could be worse. It could be haunted by racists and homophobes.
But Trump lives in Jupiter.
Yeah, I know. My ex used to work for him.
So...
No, you gotta keep talking.
I'm gonna keep talking. I mean, I can't sign off on this.
So, don't be a racist and a homophobe. Talk to you later.
And you know, and that goes into, there's a lot of things. Now, I've spoken about previously about people that get hypersensitive with shit nowadays, and how I think that there's also no room for that as well. I think it's kind of like looking at two bars of the spectrum. And while that shit's unacceptable, people getting hypersensitive is also not acceptable. Sorry, but it's not.
But also, I think it's a little bit of know your audience.
Well, that's right. That's what I'm segueing into.
Yeah.
Is knowing your audience and understanding that racism is not okay, being hyperly sensitive is not okay, but, you know, understand how you come across and how people are going to receive the information and the things that you put out, and you will be viewed and looked at however you appear. My wife always reminds me when I'm an asshole in public that perception is reality, because I'm not actually an asshole, I just sound and look like one.
Sorry. Are you serious? Okay. That's cute. No.
Bitch.
He's kind of a diva, actually.
Only when I'm hungry.
Or playing a video game.
And playing a video
Or tired. Or he's kind of like a 12-year-old if you try to take his video games away.
You know what? Just don't take my damn video games away and I'll be fine.
That's what I'm telling you.
I just want all the caffeine.
Yeah, we know. I was watching you mainline caffeine. What do you have, like 2 cups of coffee, and then you went for that Monster Energy drink? I was like, Layla, we need an adult.
He's doing it again.
He's going for the monster. Take it away, Layla. Take it away. We can't handle this today.
But luckily...
That's why he was screaming like a little bitch and fucking Julian stops playing that VR game.
Okay, VR is the shiznit. I've learned that I'm about to drop a lot of money out of it.
We're going to crowdfund it, and then you guys can watch Zach scream like a little girl anytime you want.
There will be a video. I'm going to see if maybe we can put the link in this. This is, I don't know why I would try to put an ad for myself at the end of this particular podcast. Side note, not related. Yeah, we've got to definitely get me more into VR, because apparently I'm hilarious, although I don't know, because I'm in a world of horror and fucking pain.
It's awesome.
Everybody else enjoyed it.
We really did. I didn't realize he could hit those octaves.
Okay, when I scream, it is the scream of a warrior princess.
Settle down, Bubbles.
I'm just saying, Xena is my spirit animal.
Xena would never scream like that. Are you fucking kidding me? How dare you defile the name of Xena with your girly-ass scream? She would scream like a fucking woman, not a tiny little child. How fucking dare you? You're no Xena.
I'm no Xena?
You're no Xena.
No.
You know Xena. No, Xena would be a cute name for you. We could call you that. Do you like that name, Zach? That could be your warrior princess name.
Fuck you, Martina. Fuck you with something hard and sandpapery.
Not again. I fell for that once.
It didn't work out too well.
No.
Always. And at the end of the day, guys, we talk about a lot of shit this one, but it all boils down to always use water-based lubricants.
I thought silicone silicone-based are supposed to be better, as long as you're not wearing condoms.
But to some people, the silicone-based ones sting.
Only if you have a silicone allergy.
Are you allergic to silicone?
She's talking to the curtains, by the way. I want that on the record. He is asking the curtains about that.
Sexy curtains.
Okay, so...
I'm asking the curtains about the curtains?
Yes.
It's curtains.
Her curtains, not mine.
Where's the beef? Have we broken curtains?
Why are you holding your nose? Are you sitting too close to Zach, too?
That's not how you... God damn it, I'm gonna brush my teeth now. After we're done with this, I'm brushing my fucking teeth. I'm over this shit.
He's so easy to rile up.
Don't fucking stink shame me.
I promise you, my mouth does not smell any better. I actually thought it was my breath that I was smelling.
Then you
so
should have
don't
kept
feel
that. You should have kept that shit for yourself and just assumed it was you.
I'm sorry. I
would
didn't
never
think
say
you were gonna
shit.
fucking devolve.
I wouldn't say
like a
shit about your fucking
little
breath.
bitch about it.
All I'm finna to say is you leave my mouth out of yours.
I wish your dog would fucking take the same advice.
I can't help that he wants to face fuck you in the mouse hole with his mouth.
What? Is that another euphemism, Zach? The fuck is a mouse hole? Never mind. I don't actually want to know.
Apparently, you just have to ask, who's the guy in Hollywood with the gerbils?
Richard Gere?
Yeah, that one.
I'm pretty sure Richard Gere's had enough shit about that. I don't think it ever happened, but I think we should just leave Richard
Okay,
alone.
we also need to tell everybody listening right now how we actually drove next to the same Lotus, not like the exact same one, but that same model
totally.
yesterday.
Yeah.
As
the Lotus Esprit.
Yeah, as the one that Richard Gere was driving in Pretty Woman, and when we stopped at the stoplight next to him, I rolled down the window and asked if he cornered like it was on rails, and he ignored me.
He really did, and he was no Richard Gere.
He was not. He was more like
Richard Gere's ugly brother.
Richard.
Weird. I'm gonna go with that, Zach. What rhymes with gear?
Well, if it's his ugly brother, it has to be the same last name.
Why would he have the same first name then? Exactly.
I was gonna change.
Why do you do this? Why? Why do you do this? Why are you like this?
I was going to change his last name to something funny and rhyming to be similar to Richard Gere, but they're brothers. They would have the same last name, so my story immediately fell apart at the start. I opened it really shittily with a trope. And
I really wish you'd stop using the word shittily like it's a real word.
It is a word.
Is it?
Shittily.
Is it?
Everybody listening knows what shittily is.
Like shittily rinky dinky.
Shittily rinky too. I love poo. I take one in the morning and in the afternoon.
Sometimes he's still there in the afternoon. He can lose a whole day in there. Sometimes Layla and I think he's dead.
In the bathroom, not in my asshole.
What?
Sometimes you can lose.
Why are you in there?
Yeah, I'm not.
At all.
That's my point. Is I'm not in my asshole.
Well, you obviously thought about it, or it wouldn't have even occurred to you to say such a thing.
I think about my asshole because we interact on a daily basis.
You and your asshole?
Yes.
Stop that. You shouldn't be. What?
Yes.
Okay,
I am
Layla.
regular and there has to be an interaction with my asshole if I'm going to the bathroom. Okay, one time on a couple occasions I happened to the curtains laugh so hard she's thrown up, so she does that when she laughs.
Is that
too
really
hard.
why she threw up?
It wasn't because of my fucking breath, Martina.
I was thinking about you interacting with your asshole, freak.
Well, if I interact with my own asshole, it's a different. I'm not asking her to interact with my asshole. I'd be like, "Hey, Curtin, you want to tongue punch my fart box?" Like,
And now you know how Zach flirts.
She does get
And
mad.
writes porn.
She does get mad when I ask her if she wants to do it or have maritals.
Wow, I can't imagine why. That's so sexy.
All right, like, let's do the maritals. I'll say it
It's
in my
amazing
best.
he ever got laid before you.
I will
met
say it
him.
in my best, like, Cleveland Brown voice too, like maritals. Like, I'm not gonna say it on here because I found out that all my impressions suck.
Mm-hmm.
So I keep it to myself. Except when I kind of had a cold, and apparently when I have a cold, I do a pretty good Morgan Freeman.
You can do Morgan Freeman?
Cold.
that's his one concession?
Yeah, because
Fuck you, but only if you have a cold.
Yeah, because I'm self-lubricating.
Ew! And on that note, all this to say, don't be a fucking racist or a homophobe. And if you are, stay the fuck off of my page.
Mine too. Don't send them to me. Fuck am I gonna do with that?
I don't know. I was out there fighting the war. You didn't even hear about it till it was all over.
Because I was in Canada.
Wait, why? Are you looking for a summer home? Why the fuck are you in Canada? He's lying to you. He's not in Canada.
I really, really wanted to have a good Canadian pun. But I just got, like, my brain just got rained down with, like, mousse and maple syrup and Tim Hortons.
Maybe that's why nobody's a racist or a homophobe in Canada.
Because they have mousse, Tim Hortons, and maple syrup?
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay, well, guys, at the end of that note, this has been another seamless, well put together and produced Books and Bullshits.
Don't sue us.
Or if you do,
know that we're both broke and own nothing.
Yeah, you're going to get an enthusiastic hand job with a lot of eye contact.
Was that an unenthusiastic or an enthusiastic?
Yes.
Because, I mean, I'm down for the unenthusiastic, but I'm pretty sure you'll be like a fucking
I feel like if I gave a cocker spaniel, little knob goblin. I mean, I feel like if I gave an enthusiastic hand job, there would be a lot of teeth from a like ear-to-ear Cheshire grin and tons of eye contact. I really want you to know I'm there.
Yeah, no, I know. I actually, if I ever had to picture it, that is exactly the creepy fucking thing I would picture.
And like, you know how like some people that are being fancy, they have like pinky out. Like I would try to like get the balls with the pinky on the downstroke.
I think that would be painful.
But I feel like
this is why Zach is not allowed to give enthusiastic or unenthusiastic hand jobs to men anymore.
They're suing me, so at the end of the day, fuck them.
Well, no, that's definitely that's an escalation, not a de-escalation. If you're gonna give them a hand job and then fuck them, are they really?
No, but I'm gonna flick your balls while I'm doing it. Just I'm gonna teach you a lesson.
Some people pay extra for that.
I mean, and
are you gonna wear heels and a French fade outfit?
Well, no, because I'm not pulling out, so I can't wear anything French related.
So you're just gonna stay in there, balls deep? You're not pulling out?
No, I'm not a goddamn quitter.
Is this really how he handles all your lawsuits?
Yeah. I call it fracking, where you just drive into the base and release the oil. You know what I mean?
Now I know why Layla vomits a lot. I'm so sorry. Maybe you shouldn't divorce him and marry me.
Alright guys, well this has been another episode of Books and Bullshit. Thanks for coming by. Catch you later. Bye!
Bye!